Welcome into the Ponder Podcast. I am Sebastian,
And I am Matthias.
and today we are in with the fourth episode, episode 4, with forming habits. And we'll be doing an ongoing series on habits, forming habits, getting rid of bad ones, and examples of habits we're struggling with and habits we're trying to place in our lives.
Yes.
And today, with the first episode, as before said, we're talking about forming the habits. So the first steps, just the forming, just realizing what you want to go for and specifying the target, the forming of the habit.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've written down a few paragraphs, and might you want Matthias to read out aloud just some of the few first lines?
All right, sure. So one of the first steps is to write down your goals, specifying exactly what it is you want to accomplish. I would suggest you do this on a piece of paper. Writing down with a pen and paper it's always helpful.
Yeah, and I actually think this is one of the most important steps
Yeah.
of all time when dealing with habits, because you cannot aim at the target and hit the target if you do not specify the target.
Yeah, it's about expressing and formalizing it in words that you can look back at, and it is like this podcast, we try to formulate our own ideas, but when making habits, also very important to actually make a sentence of what it is you want to achieve.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah, because if you cannot specify, you do not know what you're aiming at. You're vaguely aiming or looking at something you want to do or something you want to accomplish, and you know in what general direction you want to go. You have that feeling inside you, but you do not know what you're actually aiming at and what you're trying to find. And that is the writing down and clearly expressing your goal or the habit you're trying to form.
Yes.
That is that part of the process. And then next, we look at breaking down the goal into smaller subsection goals. And that is taking the large goal, for example, what would a good example here be? Something like forming a good morning routine. And that is the biggest goal. That is the forming a good morning routine, big goal habit. And then you can break that into smaller goals. What do you want to do to have a good morning? So that would, for example, be you get up and you take a walk.
Yeah. Wake up early.
Yeah.
Do something productive.
Yeah, you put
Just
your
from the
alarm.
get-go.
You wake up early. So let's say you wake up at 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Sure.
say 7. You wake up at 7, and the first thing you want to do is take a walk. The next thing you want to do is get home and have something to eat. And then the third thing you want to do is take a bath. This is actually what I do in my morning, just for the example, to make it easy. So how would you go about creating that habit? That is the breaking down of the habit. And here my approach is, and the general approach of people who teach people how to form habits, is break down the goals as much as possible. So when I want to get up in the morning and take the walk, that is the first subsection of the big good morning habit I'm trying to form. So I can break that down even further into even smaller habits. And that is just when I wake up, I stand up. That is the first thing I do. So if I can get so far, I've done a good job. Next thing I do is put on some clothes. Third thing I do is go out to the entrance, put on my shoes. Fourth thing is open the door, go out the door. Fifth thing, walk down the street. And I'm out walking. So you take whatever goal it is and you break it down into as many micro routines and steps as possible, as to make it clear and concise what exactly you have to do to form the plan. Because if you do not do that, the big goal of doing something difficult or wearing at some point where you're more tired and your willpower isn't completely up and running, especially in the morning, because you're just weary and tired and you don't really want to do anything right there and then in the morning.
Yes.
You have to specify clearly what it is you want to do before you get to it. Then you have to break it up into as manageable and easy steps as possible.
Else it can get overwhelming, and often the sub habits are very easy and things you do just by default. But you get overwhelmed by the whole leap to actually completing that habit.
Precisely.
That you don't see it's actually just easy, simple steps.
Yeah, because if you're not used to taking a walk in the morning, especially as the first thing, just putting that goal up as the thing you're trying to reach and just saying, I have to do that. And if I can't do that, I am useless.
Yeah.
Just putting that up as the ultimate thing.
Yes.
And it's going to be hard to reach that because you're putting it up as such an ultimate and daunting thing right from the start. And it is actually hard. It's not just making light of it and making fun of it. It is hard to get up in the morning.
Yes.
Early and go take a walk. It is not easy. And breaking that up into smaller steps and just getting out of your bed.
Yeah, just having that
makes
self-control.
it so much more manageable, yes. Yeah. So get out of the bed. That's the first step. And now you have a little win because you got out of the bed. So now you have a snowball rolling, you have momentum. Then you build on that momentum and you get out and put on some clothes, put on your shoes, and just walk out the door. And you just walk down the street just for a bit and see how far you can get and before you turn back. And I mean, the few first days or weeks, it is fine just to get out the door and just walk to the end of the block. Or just walk to the end of, your, what do you call that, front yard?
Yeah.
Your
lawn.
Porch, yeah. front yard, yeah. Just to get outside. And when you do that, it will get easier and easier every morning. And then you get home and then you make yourself something nice, something good to eat. Something substantial. And we'll talk about that a little later, what sort of habits we focus on when we talk about good, healthy habits we're trying to form. But yes, get something good to eat. And generally you want to have something, especially in the morning, something prepared or easy. Because as we talked about just before, the mornings and the evenings are the places where you're most likely to mess up, because those are the points where you're the most tired generally. So you want something easy, something just at hand that you can get that is healthy. And then after that, me personally, I go take a bath, try to make this a habit in the morning because it gets me awoken just like taking a walk does. It gets me ready for the day and it gives me energy. And then you break that up into smaller steps, just like you broke taking the walk up into smaller steps. So yes, that's the most important thing. First step, write down your goal clearly and concisely, and then break up the goal and write all of that down to all the micro steps down under your broad goal. Yes. And then the next line.
You wrote down, be aware of the 3-day bump.
Oh, the 3-day bump. Okay, so I think we all know this feeling of you're trying to initiate this habit. You're trying to ingrain it into your daily routine. So the first day, you're pumped. You're pumped about going to the gym, man. It is so great. You went to the gym. You had so much energy. It went amazing. And then the second day, it was good too. It was fine. You followed up. It was okay. Then the third day, today you just don't want to go. Your energy has faded. It's not as interesting or exciting anymore because, you've gone to the gym the 2 past days and you're kind of tired of it. It's not as interesting. So, you just stay home. And that's what happens. You just stay home. And then the next day, you're not interested either. You just stay home. And then the 5th day rolls along and you just stay home. And that is generally what happens when we're trying to form a habit. We're so infused with energy the first few days when trying to make this habit a thing in our lives. And then when a few days pass along, the initial burst of energy, the initial motivation for forming this habit just sort of fades. And here the key is just to be aware of that. Just to be aware that the initial burst of energy will fade. And you have to keep persistent through that. And I think the key is here, when it gets hard.
Yes.
You have to remember some of the next lines we wrote down, where it is about thinking about why you're doing this, the why of what. I just lost it here.
It is you're striving for.
Exactly,
Yes.
what you're striving for, the why of what you're doing. So why exactly are you doing this, and why are you trying to accomplish this better habit? What is the end goal of bettering your life? Because you are working towards something greater and something that is beyond yourself, and something that is above and beyond, something transcendent. I have no
Yes.
better way of describing it, but it's something along the line of that.
Yeah.
And to do this also, another step is not just to focus on why you're doing it, but also to make it easier for yourself by focusing on one thing at a time. Don't try to correct or ingrain all the habits you want to form at once, but take it step by step and let your new habits have some weeks to fall into place.
Yeah, it's a constant betterment.
Precisely.
It's a constant process that you have to withhold and endure and
be persistent
be
about, yes.
persistent about actually wanting to proceed with the things you want to accomplish.
Yeah, precisely, because that's the mistake most of us make. And I mean, I've made it so many times. I mean,
Yes.
I'm so tired of making it, but it's going to happen
Me
again.
too, yeah.
Where you just think, oh man, I got it this time. Okay, so I have this plan. You write out this plan on a piece of paper, and it's all of these habits you want to form. So you have the first habit, you want to get the morning right. Second habit, you want to get the evening right. And then third, you want to have everything in between right too. So you want to just
Yes.
get up, and then you want to work, and then you want to do all of these things, and you don't let yourself rest at all. And you just think, okay, today is shit. Tomorrow is going to be amazing. Okay.
I mean, it's amazing how ignorant we can be.
Yeah.
Just
And
thinking,
that's
oh,
not,
okay, today was bad, but I'm gonna be perfect tomorrow.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
precisely, and we're not
Every second of the day, I'm gonna do something productive.
precisely.
Yeah.
We're not trying to be demeaning to you at all about this, because
Yeah,
this is what
we
we
are.
have done so many times, and it's just what happens. And our word of wisdom here is take it slow, do one thing at a time, and if you do this, it will be much more manageable to you, and you're much more likely to stick to it. And then when you get one habit right, the next one comes more easily, and the next one again comes more easily, and you can keep building on this.
Yes.
But just get the first habit right and build on it. Do not try to conquer the world in one day.
Yes.
Yes, so do it slow. And then after a few months, maybe one or two, the motion should be much easier compared to the start, and you should have somewhat ingrained the habit. It should be easier. For example, the getting up in the morning. I've been doing this for not even that long yet. 1 to 2 months. I think it's been 2 months I've been doing that. Getting up in the morning, taking a walk first thing in the morning. And in the start, I mean, I've tried to even ingrain the habit and start the habit before where I couldn't do it. But this time, I just didn't expect myself to make it a grand thing or take a long walk. I just expected myself to get up and just take a little walk every day. Just a little one. No matter how far I got, it just had to be done. And it is so much easier now. I just do it per automatic now.
Yes.
And it's the same thing with the coming home and eating something substantial. I generally, as we talked about in the last episode, I like eating oatmeal in the morning or something with eggs, generally.
Mm-hmm.
And I eat that, and that makes me feel full and satiated. Then I take the bath, and I take cold baths. I started doing this 2 months ago as well. And that is, I mean, I don't even like to do it even now, but you grow used to it. It's, yeah, it's a special thing. I don't really know how to describe it. I think I just did it because people said, you gotta build your discipline, and it would help doing that. And
I don't mind
I
it.
think
I
it
do it a couple
maybe
of
does.
times.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
especially hard in the winter.
Yeah.
You can not muster up any courage to actually step into that cold.
Yeah, because
shower.
when you feel cold,
Yeah.
even before entering the shower,
It's just way
entering
worse.
even colder water is just terrible.
But like if you're really hot or warm,
Precisely.
there's nothing better than like a cold shower.
And
It's-
a way to help this, I usually, before I take the bath, I do a little workout. So not a long workout, but just 5 to 10 minutes of doing some variations of some push-ups and crunches or squats and basic exercises. Not to necessarily grow muscle, but just to maintain it.
yes.
And this usually gets me not super hot, but just hot enough that when you enter the shower, it's not that bad. It's not as bad as it would otherwise have been. Yeah. But as I said, it's that's not a thing you have to do. You don't have to take cold showers. It's actually more important just to take the shower. But if you do want to have a challenge, taking the cold showers will definitely put you on the edge and make you more fresh and ready in the morning. I can tell you this from experience, definitely. It just makes you ready and it makes you feel fresh and good to go in the morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you want to try it, I definitely recommend it. But yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, we covered the gist of it. We covered how you.
Yeah. So essentially, let's just summarize it because I
Yeah.
think we went a little all over the place in this. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So first thing is clearly identify your habit, the habit you want to form.
Mm-hmm.
Second is elaborate a little on it and pen it out.
Yeah.
Deconstruct it into smaller steps that you can take.
And I think identify, why you're doing. Write down why you're doing it on a piece of paper, maybe in 1 or 2 sentences, so that when you go through this like 3-day bump, you can revert back to that piece of paper,
Yes.
and then okay, this
Precisely,
is
yes.
why I'm doing it.
And
And
then you
get
can
that.
also put this paper on the wall, a place where you see it
Yes.
every day, or like on your bathroom mirror, somewhere like that,
Mhm.
so you can easily notice it every day. So yeah, again, write down your general habit you're trying to form, then break it up into smaller steps, as small as possible. Needs to be micro routines, and write down exactly why you're doing it, and then preferably find a place to put it up so you can see it every day. And then be aware of the 3-day bump. That's why you write down the why of what you're doing and why you keep it simple, why you do one thing at a time. I repeat that again, do one habit at a time. Do not try to push yourself too much. If you think you can, do maybe 2 habits or like a general morning routine at once, you might be able to do that. It might very well be that you are able to do it, but you have to judge that for yourself. Be reasonable with yourself, negotiate with yourself, and be fair about it. If you don't think you can do it at once, just take it slow. You would rather take it slow than go fast and then give up. And then, after a few months, or maybe a few weeks, you're ready to start something new. And you have a habit that you can work on even as time goes on, but you are ready to engage and start forming a new habit
Yes.
on top of that. So yes, that is the general gist of it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
I
this.
think.
What were you saying?
I would just introduce the next thing we're gonna talk about.
Oh yeah.
But
Also
maybe
quickly.
yeah.
Yeah, and that is the forming of the habit. And just quick about next week. Next week we're talking about trying to get rid of your bad habits.
Yes.
So definitely, if you're interested in some more elaboration on that, stay tuned and join in next week.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
we have some examples of habits to put some specifics on what we mean by all of this.
Mm-hmm.
So, you can read it aloud. You have the
Right.
paper.
Yes. Yeah, we made a list of what we find keen to, work on in our daily lives, what we find important, what can drive us, and what can propel us further into our personal futures. On the top of our list is healthy sleep routine, as it is, well, the pinnacle of your daily routine. Getting up in the morning
Yeah.
and so forth. We talked about this. I don't know when do you wake up? You said 7 o'clock?
Yeah, usually 7.
Yeah.
I mean, depends a little on the day. It's in between 6:30 and 8.
Yeah.
But I of course I strive to wake up the earliest possible.
Yeah.
Not earlier than that usually. 6:30 to 7 is where I strive to wake up. But it might be 8 some days. But a key thing to waking up early is just to go to bed early.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot expect to wake up at 7 if you go to bed at 2. You just cannot do that. And some people might need more sleep than other people. Some people might require less sleep. But generally, it is better to get a little too much sleep than a little too little sleep, I'd say. So better be on the safe side. Yeah. So if you're unsure, go to sleep a little earlier. And yeah, I mean, going to sleep at about 10 is where I'd recommend. That puts you pretty well off to wake up at 6, 7. Yeah.
Yeah, I wake up at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, the days I don't have school because of Corona, I wake up at 7. Else it's probably a little bit earlier, so I can actually get ready. But yeah.
Yeah, so that's super important.
Now the
Healthy
daily
sleep routines.
walks.
Oh yeah,
we talked about.
daily walks. A super way to get energy and maintain energy through the day is to have movement and
Getting
bodily
the
activity. Yeah,
blood pumping.
precisely.
Yes.
We are very stagnant in
Yeah,
moving. In what do you call that?
We're dormant.
Dormant. That's a great word. I love that. We're dormant.
Yes.
Yeah, we're way too dormant in our modern lives. Excuse me. Yeah, we sit at a desk all day and type away at PCs, looking at screens. And just to offset this, it is such a great thing to get out, get the blood pumping, get some sun on our faces, and put our eyes on some nature instead of just screens. And it is so refreshing. I mean, just a 15-minute walk can give you so much energy to perform other things for hours on end. So yeah, that is such an important thing. And you can also, if you want to take longer walks or you just want to have something to do on your walks, you can listen to ebooks or podcasts or even music.
Yeah.
There's so many options. So, I mean, there's literally something for everybody. For example, when I take walks, I usually listen to podcasts and sometimes ebooks. So that would be the Jordan Peterson podcast. I listen to his biblical lectures. I've done that quite a few times. And then I could listen to the Music 101 podcast or the Cimarelli podcast sometimes too. Or then I could listen to music or some ebooks. So there are lots of options.
Yeah.
Literally, unlimited resources. A magic podcast.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
But yeah, there are so many options. I mean, literally anything you're interested in, you can find a podcast for it. I am sure of it. Yeah, and then you can listen to that. Yes.
And this podcast as well, obviously.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we're only uploading to YouTube.
So
for
yeah,
now.
that's true. It's
So
kind
we
of
can't
hard
really
to
do that.
yeah.
Yeah. But in the future, we're definitely planning on uploading to other formats too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're just keeping it here for now because we're not actually trying to expand and put this everywhere yet. We're mostly trying to practice and
just formulating our own beliefs.
yeah, exactly. We're just getting started here. in the beginning. It's the warm up. It's the warm up season. I think we'll be making 10 or 20 episodes. Yeah, probably 20 episodes, and call that the warm up season. Then we'll be making a real first season after that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like the idea of that.
But it's uncertain. I don't know. I don't know what will happen, but it's definitely fun.
Yes.
It's a lot better too, already.
All right.
Honestly. Okay, the next one.
Okay, back. Eating healthy. We've already touched into this topic last episode and
Yes.
a little bit today.
And we'll definitely make, I think, a whole video of this at some point.
Sure, why not?
I don't know. We'll find out. But
Maybe we can make an actual video,
Yeah, we could make a
Maybe.
cooking video.
cooking video.
Yeah, we should do that.
That could be fun, actually.
Yeah,
I would
like an
like
actual
that.
cooking video on YouTube.
Yeah,
Yes.
no joke.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, we
I'm
might do
up
that.
for
We
it,
might do that as an extra episode at some point.
yeah, yes.
Yes. Okay, but yeah, we won't even go into it and even more. Like, if you want to research eating healthy and what to do here, you can just go online and search YouTube or search other places,
Yes.
and you can find so much information on how to eat healthy. As my general tip is, the less empty carbs you can eat, the better. And that is just my first tip.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the best tip you can follow, I think. Just try to cut out as many empty carbs as you can. So white bread, chips, pasta, Coca-Cola, other sugars, yeah, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
All the empty carbs. And yes, and then try to focus on high fiber carbs, good fats, and protein.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we were both intrigued by the keto diet at some
yeah.
point. We don't follow it, completely because you have to be very strict with the amount of carbs you eat.
Yeah, you have to be
and the
very
amount of
devoted
fats.
to it.
Yeah, very devoted.
Yeah.
And it's just very, confining and very.
And definitely while living home right now, still for both
Yeah,
of us,
that's
it's
difficult.
very difficult to just go up to your parents and go, I don't want to eat that.
Yeah, I don't want to eat dinner today because
Yeah.
that's just bread or something.
Yeah, exactly. So we just kind of had to put up with that, and then just choose and pick our battles and our foods carefully, and just try to twist it into the healthier side.
Yes.
Yeah. But maybe I might try it someday when I leave home, and I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I'll try.
Because then I'm in control of it all by myself. So I don't know. Or maybe my girl in the future. I don't know. I don't know what will happen. It's so unclear. But yeah, that is the eating healthy.
Well, next up we've got reading.
Reading. Oh, I was not a natural reader when I was a kid.
Yeah, me neither, really.
I
didn't really. I haven't grown up in a household where you read.
no,
I've
me
never
neither.
seen my parents read.
No.
It's kind of sad, but
me neither. My
Yeah.
mom has read some books on her profession in dementia and ergotherapeut. I don't know what that's called in English, but
I'm
it's
actually
like
not sure either.
it's like therapy in a way. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, sure.
But she has read some books on that, but I've never ever seen my dad read.
Yeah.
Ever in my life. And I've only seen my mom read those books. But I mean, not to be demeaning to them, of course. I love my parents. I love him. But yeah, I just never grew up with it. And even in school, I mean, I never had any books that I liked to read generally.
Yeah.
So it's a thing I had to.
I feel
kind
like
of
in
learn when I
school
grew
we're
up.
always given these like meaningless, crappy books that are just bestsellers because the state like bought like a bunch of them and sold them to the schools.
Precisely. And
But they're really bad.
yeah, and I'm kind of reliving that, or not. I'm not reliving it, but I'm seeing my sister live it when she brings home all these terrible books that are like, and she's trying to explain the plot to me, and she's just going, "Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad." And I'm just sitting there, "Oh yeah, that sounds bad."
I remember in Danish class we would get these weird ass books.
Yeah.
For some reason
they were all about youth problems.
They were all centered about rape.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's a stupid idea. I don't know why they would give that to like children.
Yeah. No, but really, that is true.
Yeah.
And like that, we're not trying to make a joke about that.
It's actually
just how it is.
literally
Yeah.
the books. I cannot tell you a single book that wasn't centered about something
Yes,
along the lines of that.
something
Weird psycho.
Yeah, some girl getting even in the gymnasium.
Yeah, it's
The
crazy.
book we read in Danish there. It's all about some girl being molested, or
Yeah.
or in the last book a girl committing suicide because her mom stole her boyfriend.
Oh
Like
yeah.
what the
I
hell?
completely forgot about the book, but
Yeah.
that's a sick plot twist.
Okay,
Jesus Christ.
okay. Enough about ranting
That's dumb, but-
on all the books we don't like.
Stupid books in Danish class.
Let's just quickly. Okay, you can read whatever you want, whatever interests you. You should just go ahead and read that.
Yeah.
That is the most important thing. Whatever interests you. So choose whatever, and it's just reading is a good habit to form and put in place of watching YouTube or series.
Yes.
Sometimes, just getting some time away from the screen and all the giving your sensory feelings. What is that called?
Tactile.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever that word is. Giving all your senses, all your senses a break, and just reading instead, and giving your mind some peace. And I mean, you might even find some books that are really, really interesting, like honestly interesting, and they might have some interesting philosophical ideas, or it might just be a book with an interesting plot and characters development and all that kind of stuff. Just whatever you're interested in. It's just a good way to calm down the mind in the evening, shut off the lights from the screens, and it's a good way to engage the brain in the morning. It's just generally a good habit to form.
And in the world we live in, our concentration span is severely decreased. And just being able to sit down for, I don't know, like 15 minutes, half an hour, or even more is just, it's pure dedication.
Yeah, but we really mean that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, in the start, when I started reading, I could barely sit down for 10 minutes to read, honestly. 5 to 10 minutes most. And like now I can sit down for longer, but I definitely know some people who can sit down for way longer than I can and read. I mean, I can read for half an hour to an hour tops right now, generally. But I cannot read for more than that generally. I might be able to sometimes, but it's a rare occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how you're feeling on that.
Oh yeah, I think it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I think one of the last episodes I said I had a slight like ADHD thing.
Oh yeah, you did. I remember now.
Yeah, I think that always like musters up when I just sit down and try to actually concentrate on something, because I just walk away. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. I see.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely get the concentration span with the books. But we'll be talking about that in the next episode, because we have lots of bad habits too that we want to inform you about. Try to help you be enlightened on. The next one is generally hobbies and interest. Find a hobby and an interest that is productive.
Yeah.
Why do I seem to forget such random words? Okay. Finding interest and hobbies that you can learn and engage in and feel productive while doing it. So something like music or drawing or painting, something like that. Or even just going out and doing sports, that is productive too, because it greatly improves your body and your mental health and your physical health just to do the sport. So even something like that. So find an interest that is engaging and that is difficult and something that you can spend time with and get better at and see improvement. That is great to form habits on.
Yeah.
Yes. And then, okay, the next one, exercise. That's the one I just mentioned. Yeah. Getting out and doing something, even just like the walks we talked about earlier. Do an activity where you put your body in motion and get the blood pumping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you are able to complete these daily walks, you might get motivated to do something even more challenging, like strength training at the gym or likewise things.
Yeah, it's like we talked about earlier with the snowball effect.
Mm.
It's a term most video gamers know. It's supposed to describe the Pareto distribution, the exponential effect of when you have something, you're more likely to get something more. So when you have something going right for you, you're more likely to have even more things go right for you.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you quickly just introduce the next sign-off segment?
The sign-off segment.
Okay. So this is all we have for this episode on habits. And the next one we'll be talking about how to get rid of the bad habits or address them and know that they're there and how to deal with them or at least manage them if you can't get rid of them entirely. But you can just introduce the sign-off segment. I need to go get some water.
Okay.
My voice is getting hoarse.
Okay, so the sign-off segment. Last episode, we decided to, or ended up talking about our favorite foods. We talked about the bad foods, the good foods, and what we try to eat on our daily basis. So this time, we're taking the ranking system further onto movies. We have written down a list of movies that we have found interesting, things that we would recommend to other people to watch, to enjoy with their friends and family. And so we've got a list of movies. We've also got a short list of TV shows and series that we found inspiring and just all around great. So I think we'll just start from the top and then just go through them.
I'm back, baby. All right, okay. We got some good ones here.
Yes. At the tippy top, we got the just the general description of the Quentin Tarantino movies. They're generally really good.
Yeah.
They're an all-around good movie.
Oh, I mean,
Now we've listed 3 here, which we believe are the top 3 of his movies. We got Pulp Fiction, Inglourious Basterds.
Easy A. Pulp Fiction is one of the world's greatest movies ever. It is so amazing. Like the actors and the random stories weaved in are just so touching. So magical in a weird way. And I mean the story isn't a long plot where you have a beginning and an end. It's just small stories meant to develop character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing I love most about Quentin Tarantino movies is that there's so many weird things that then, at the end resolve to this understanding. So everything makes sense at the end, but throughout the movie you're always like, okay, what's gonna happen? Because the plot could literally go anywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think you're right about that.
That's just what's so great about the movies.
Yes. And then we listed Inglourious Basterds and Django Unchained. And these two are definitely great ones too.
Yes.
Yes. We won't go too much into it because this episode will be very long if we do that.
Yeah.
But definitely these 3 are must watches at some point.
Well, then we got Star Wars.
Oh yeah. I'm a big Star Wars fan. Yeah. I know that not everybody is. And okay, especially now, because I think, hot take, the 3 or even more, okay, the last trilogy, the sequel, have been terrible in my opinion. I mean, Disney could not have done a worse job making these movies. And I'm almost a bit ashamed. Yeah. I think they're worse than the prequels. And I don't think the prequels are great. But I think they're better than the sequels, to be honest. But enough about that. Those are not the great movies of them. The originals are the great ones. The 4th, 5th, and 6th. Yeah, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Those 3 are must-watches too. But the rest of all the other movies you could just skip.
Yeah.
They're not necessary. And then we got some Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I enjoy a lot of his movies, but we got Forrest Gump as the top one.
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, a really good one.
Then what other ones do we have?
Yeah, we got listed other ones. The Terminal, also pretty good.
I haven't actually seen that
I mean,
one,
he's also got like
unfortunately.
Castaway and
Haven't even seen that one either.
Sully.
Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can. That's
Yeah.
That's also a really good one.
Yeah, that's
Based on a
that's
true
that's
story.
an easy comedy too. I
Yeah.
mean, it's easy to watch. You can show it to your kids, or you can bring it to a party where there are kids present. So, and it's a really good one. It's really engaging. Has good
Yes.
characters.
Yeah.
And it has Leonardo DiCaprio too. He plays really
That's
well
true.
in that movie.
Yeah.
Then we got
Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank Redemption. Oh, and we got Morgan Freeman in this one.
Yeah, Morgan
Oh,
Freeman.
This movie is amazing. Possibly one of the best movies ever. I mean, I have never heard anybody criticize this movie.
Yeah.
No,
It's
you
true, it's
never
true,
either.
you
No,
haven't.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's so well constructed. I mean, the plot is great. The character development is super fantastic. Literally one of the best movies of all time. Then we got Good Will Hunting, one of Matt Damon's and Robbie Williams. You haven't seen it, right?
No.
No. I saw it yesterday, and I quickly added it to the list because I think it's a good one. It has great character development, and there's not much action in it. It's not much of a plot movie, but it's about the development of this young genius who isn't very wise or experienced in life, and he's been cast very far astray and bullied and misused and abused as a kid. And Robbie Williams, the psychiatrist, has to bring him back to the world by being a sort of friend and real person there for him. And it's very interesting to see the movie, to watch this happen. And I think some of it is in some way applicable and useful knowledge to perceive for your own life in some way. So it's a very interesting movie. Next one, we got one of my favorites, Gladiator. Woo! Oh, it's one of the first movies where I remember being so touched by the end of the movie that I shed tears. I actually did. I was so touched, and it wasn't tears of mourning or sadness. Yes, in some way it was mourning because the protagonist, he dies in the end. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
He dies. But it's so triumphant despite this that you just get this swell of emotion that is both so positive and negative at the same time. Which is why I think it's so great, because you can... How do you manage to put all of those different contradicting emotions into one person at the same time? I think it's amazing. So that's a must watch too. Then we got one of Tom Cruise's.
Couple of those, yeah. Got Minority Report. A great one. It digs into like this theory that has been theorized and described in ways but not possible. But yeah, it talks about how crime prevention.
Yeah, how can you arrest somebody before they commit a crime because they are going to commit a crime? Yeah, and can you justify that? And that's essentially what the movie is about.
Yeah,
and it portrays it exceptionally well. It's super interesting. It mixes it with all these action sequences with Tom Cruise as the main protagonist, and he pulls it off so well, like he usually does, and he's amazing. Definitely a must watch. Made in America, another one of Tom Cruise's.
Based on
this one is
story.
more like a documentary, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's not a documentary. It is a movie, but it portrays a sort of a real story.
Yeah.
Unfolding in front of you, and shows the corruption and backhanding deals and affairs that are going on behind the scenes. Yeah, that's what makes it great. I have nothing more to describe it. I think you have to watch it to really get it in. Yeah, but it's a great one. It's an exceptionally good one. Then we got Die Hard.
A
Christmas
movie.
Yeah, a Christmas movie. It's a very good one. You can bring to the Christmas party and show all the kids. Yeah,
The Bruce
yeah.
Willis movie. It's good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a good
Um,
one. It's a classic.
Yeah, it's a classic. I don't
Yeah.
know if there's so much to say about that.
No, it's a classic action movie. I
Yeah.
mean, you don't have to think much when watching it. It's just Bruce Willis being cool for 1.5 hours. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just being exceptionally and extravagantly cool. I mean, he's such a badass.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't think of a more badass person than that guy. Okay, I could maybe think of a few. Jason Statham is pretty goddamn cool too.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, he's okay. You got me there.
Okay.
I mean, but what about Tom? Okay, Tom Cruise is cool, but he's more like super handsome cool. Super handsome cool. Yeah. And Bruce Willis is just super tough cool.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, well, we
Yeah,
got
like no shit's given. Cool.
yeah, precisely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Ocean's 11, the next one. This is sort of like a collage. We got Brad Pitt,
Mm-hmm.
George something, and I can never remember his name.
I have no
just
idea.
remember it's the guy from the Nespresso commercials. But yeah, whatever. We got yeah, there are more than that.
Yeah, I think Matt Damon is in it too.
Oh, I think that's true.
I am
yeah.
almost certain that he's in it.
Yeah, George Clooney. That's
Yeah,
right.
Mr. Clooney.
And Brad Pitt.
Yeah, Matt Damon.
Matt Damon, yes. Who else do we got here?
A lot.
Well, yeah, a bunch.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but those are the main ones. Brad Pitt and
Yeah.
George Clooney
George
and
Clooney.
Matt Damon are
Yes.
the most famous one nowadays, and they make a good performance, especially in the first one.
Mm.
I mean, Ocean's 11 is a good must-watch movie,
Mhm.
and not because I wouldn't say it gets up among the ranks of Shawshank Redemption or Gladiator or Minority Report,
No.
but it's just a very entertaining movie
Yeah, it's a
for
different.
what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the genre, for the the value it brings.
Yeah.
It can't really measure up to the.
Yeah, because
Shawshank.
it's just it's a thriller. It's an action movie.
Yeah, it's an
a
action
heist movie. So yeah, but it is good for that.
Okay.
Just managed
yeah.
to accomplish that
Yeah.
very well. Then we
Well-
got the Mission Impossible movies, and I mean the first one is definitely a must-watch. That one is good, and
Mm.
then the ones after that you can kind of just take or leave as you want. The second one isn't that good, but the third one is quite good. The fourth one is quite good, and I mean, fifth one is quite good too. So I mean, really, you could just skip the second one and just go first, third, fourth, and then just on from there.
Yes.
But the movies are quite good actually. It's just
Mm.
it's action for 1.5 to 2 hours, and for that purpose, it's quite good movies, and you get to watch Mr. Tom Cruise all the way,
Yeah.
and he's super fantastic at it. Yeah. Next one we got Artificial Intelligence AI. That's one you haven't watched.
Yeah, I haven't watched
Yeah.
that.
It's with the little kid, who was quite famous in the late 1990s, and early 2000s, who's also in the next movie. Do you know who it is? I don't know his,
Probably
I don't
not.
know his name, but okay. But yeah, he was quite famous, and yeah. I don't want to say much about the movie because I think that would definitely ruin this one.
Yeah.
But it's about making artificial intelligence into something resembling a human, and that artificial intelligence just wanting to be human.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's what it's about. It's very touching. It's one you might definitely cry in as well. Yeah, and then the next one.
We got The Sixth Sense.
Yeah, Sixth Sense. That one is with that kid. Just scroll
Yeah.
down. We can watch it. See his name.
Um,
It is. Yeah, Haley Joel
Oh, that
Osment.
yeah, I've seen
And
that
then
guy.
Bruce Willis as the
Yes.
sort of therapist here. Yeah. That one is good too because it has a good plot twist in the end. Very good plot twist. I mean, some people say it's easy to figure out, but I actually don't think it's that easy. Come on, it's not that easy.
Yeah.
It's not that easy. I think it's good. Then we got a classic as well, Breakfast Club. And this is more drama now. We got through all the action movies. Breakfast Club is a movie for everyone. I mean, literally everyone. Nobody will ever miss this movie. Even my dad likes it. He's like the hardcore action movie. He generally does not like dramas. I like it. Haven't watched it for a long time, so I might want to rewatch it at some point. But it's a good one. You can watch it with your friends, your girlfriend, your spouse, anyone. I mean, it's so relatable for anyone that has gone to school or... Yeah, I'm losing my thread here. I'm getting really tired.
Okay, let's just move on.
Let's just move on. Okay,
we've got two chick flicks here.
Yeah, okay,
Just take
but
them rolling
Breakfast Club is actually considered a chick flick too.
Yeah. I
So,
suppose.
but watch it. It's really good.
Okay, we got Mean Girls and Pitch Perfect.
Oh yes, I do enjoy him. I mean, it's not a general guy thing, I think, to say that you enjoy those movies, but they're good. Oh my god, I love him. I definitely do like him. Mean Girls is good. That's a classic. And Pitch Perfect, I enjoy a cappella and I enjoy music. And even if you don't, like, if you're not interested in it, you'll still find enjoyment in watching him because it's good music and some good drama and good jokes at the same time. Yeah.
Well, we got Lord of the Rings.
Oh, adventure. Lord of the Rings. Despite being long movies is not a bad thing. Important. Long movies is not a bad thing, okay. Lord of the Rings bring a very thrilling and interesting story to the screen, I think. It's like a classic adventure theme.
Yeah.
You go out, you encounter strange and challenging events, and then you get to the end, and despite all odds, you manage to succeed, and then you return home. And you're not the same because of the events that unfolded in front of you on your journeys. And it's the archetypal hero and journey story. And I think it's portrays that very well. It's a very good series of movies. Yeah. Next one.
Now we've got The Big Short. It's also based on a true story. It follows the events following up to the financial crisis.
Yeah, economic crash of 2008 or something.
2008?
Yeah.
It probably was, yeah. Well, you see the whole scenario play out through the perspective of a group of people that earned a lot of money off of betting against the market. Everyone was investing, and they saw that the banks had sort of compiled the stocks in a way that was not
very upfront and honest.
Yes, that wasn't. Yeah. So they knew the market was going to fall, so they earned a lot of money off of that because they shorted the bonds. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's very interesting. They do a very good job of explaining it in a sort of layman's term.
Yes.
So everybody can understand it. And I think that's the big strength of the movie, is that even if you have no idea about economics and investing and marketing, which in general I don't, I think. I mean, I have maybe a little knowledge and interest in it, but not very much. And even I sort of understood what they were saying in the movie because they do such a great job analyzing and putting symbols and explanations on all the things the movie is about.
Yes.
So it's a definite recommend.
Well, up next we got The Wolf of Wall Street, also a true story.
Yep. And this one is with Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, the last one was with Brad Pitt too. I mean, lots of good actors in these movies.
Yes.
And The Wolf of Wall Street, is about this guy rising up and trading high-end stocks and rising to the top and then falling to not the bottom, but
pretty
kind
much
of
the bottom.
Yeah. The consequences of living the life of a stockbroker, basically.
Yeah.
So that is a good one too.
Pretty good.
It's a very good. DiCaprio puts up a very good performance. Yeah. Yeah, basically it explains the bullshit of the stock trading
Yeah.
market of Wall Street.
Yeah.
How it's
And it is a
how it's
truth.
not very
Like,
upfront.
Have you heard, the real Wolf of Wall Street? He has a YouTube channel and makes a bunch of videos.
No, I don't know that.
It's actually
I did not
kinda
know
funny,
that.
yeah.
Okay, so he's being upfront now and trying to explain how everything went
yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
and what-
He
okay.
explains like how his the yacht scene where it sinks.
Yeah.
He he explains it from his actual perspective. Instead
Well,
of
that's
Hollywood.
very cool.
Yeah, you should,
Yeah.
you should check him out, or the
Yeah.
listeners should also.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
just
okay.
search
show
the
me that
real Wolf of
after.
Wall Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's kind of funny to watch, the real person behind the whole thing. But yeah,
Yes.
next movie, The Departed.
Oh yeah, The Departed. That's one with Matt Damon and Leonardo DiCaprio too. Yeah, not much is needed to be said about that one. It's about the cops and the gangs, and then an undercover agent from each side infiltrating the other side. So one from the cops to the gangs, and one from the gangs to the cops. Then about how being undercover affects them in those
Yes.
circumstances. Yeah,
Yeah.
definite interesting movie.
Well,
That one we already went through.
yeah,
Catch Me If You
we've
Can. Very
mentioned,
good one. Yeah.
Aviator. Do we?
Yeah, that's the one with
That's also-
with Leonardo DiCaprio too.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio.
It's a long time since I've watched it too, but I remember it being very good. Like a very top of the game movie. Yeah, it's about DiCaprio. I think it's based on a true story as well. He plays a guy who is the forefront of developing aircraft in the early 90s, and
Yeah.
it depicts how this guy slowly descends into sort of insanity or madness, and how he is mistreated and taken advantage of because of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, The Manchurian Candidate.
Yeah, you haven't watched this one either. Well,
No, I have not.
No. Manchurian Candidate is about some underhand dealings and corrupt things happening in the American inner government and parties, and about some brainwashing actually on army soldiers. That's an interesting one too. It really makes you think. So I might want to rewatch that one soon again. It's because it's a very good one, very touching one. Yeah,
Yeah.
7.
That's a
You,
good
you
one.
can take this one. I'm getting hoarse again.
All right.
Hoarse.
Well, we have Brad Pitt here. The second
Morgan.
one, Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, good old
yes.
Morgan.
Two great actors. They follow the mystery detective scene that the Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman they go through in this movie. And it's just an all around plot twisty kind of movie.
Yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah, and then the supervillain is Kevin Spacey,
Yes, Kevin Spacey. Yeah.
and it's the crimes committed in the movie are based
They're
on
all-
the 7 sins.
Yes, they're all linked, and they try to figure out that throughout the movie. That's
Yeah.
what the whole plot is about.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, up next we got Moneyball, another Brad Pitt movie. Good. It's also based on true story. Follows the what you call it, coach? Yeah, coach, baseball coach. That used alternative methods to win a championship. I don't, there's probably some specific term for a baseball championship, but yeah,
Yeah, a league or
a league.
something
Yeah,
like
sure.
that, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they follow the alternative methods that this specific baseball coach used. Yeah. Well, now we've got Snatch. I don't think I've seen this one.
You've not seen it, okay. It's a very interesting movie too. It's more I would say it has like a sort of Tarantino style in a way. Very unorthodox movie. And this is with Jason Statham, and it has Brad Pitt in it, and other high-end actors, and it depicts some crime scenes and crime gangs and the effects it has on some people in London, and I won't go into it more than that. It's just a movie you gotta give a watch, but it's a very interesting one.
Yeah.
Very good one. It's an action movie predominantly.
Yeah.
So just know that.
Yeah. And then we got 2 more Tom Hanks movies, Saving Private Ryan and Green Mile. 2 great ones. Saving Private Ryan, they follow the Second World War. Well,
I don't know. I haven't watched either of them.
Well, they follow this World War where they follow this battalion where their mission is to save a private called Ryan. Yeah, that's basically it. A great movie. I don't know. I sort of like all those war-centered movies.
I should watch it.
Tend to be great.
I should watch it.
And in Green Mile, I'm actually not sure if I've seen the complete version. I always see like the tidbits of it and then not watch the whole one.
Oh, I know my sister
I
definitely
feel like
watched it and she really liked it.
It's centered around slavery. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. But it's
you just put it on there.
You're
like, it must be great. Must be
good one.
It must be good.
That was all the movies that we could remember or off the top of our heads.
I mean, we listed a lot too. I'm getting very wary now.
There are more. We may have
but we might make an extended list at some point.
Yeah, maybe release it on some website or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we're moving on to TV shows and series.
We only have a few.
Yeah, we didn't mention that many.
Okay, let's take it in the reverse order because we want to mention the best one in the end.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the first one. Ooh, this is a good one. But it's not a one that is very mainstream, I'd say. It's one for the nerds. This is Star Wars: The Clone Wars. And this is a very thrilling arc. It's the most interesting if you're already interested in Star Wars. So if you don't like Star Wars or you just like the main movies, the good old ones, then it might not be something for you. But I would definitely say that this series is better than all other Star Wars except the first 3 movies. So this definitely beats the prequels, it beats the sequels, it beats all the spin-off movies, beats all of it. Star Wars: The Clone Wars is super good and it redeems so many of the characters that were bad in the prequels. Super good series. Then we got Stranger Things. Woo! A good one too.
It is a good one.
Yeah. I like the role-playing. The kids role-play in it.
The D&D.
Yeah, I do love that.
I tend to only watch the first season of a series, so I've only watched the first season of this one. Oh my god. Yeah, I know. I should probably watch the whole one sometime.
Yeah. Oh, it is good. I mean, even the second and third season are pretty good in it, I think. So, you should give it a watch. Black Mirror, that one is good too.
Yeah, you know it's good when I've watched the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
And then Black Mirror is one of those. Really good. It's not based on like a whole storyline. The episodes don't follow each other necessarily.
Yeah, they're all unique and
unique and
lone standing stories.
Yes.
Trying to.
But very deep.
Go deep into some topic or moral
and controversial in some
controversial decision value,
ethics, morality.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that.
And very interesting. I mean, very often the serial in the episodes. Oh my god, the episodes and the plots in the episodes go awry in some way, and ends in a poor bad way where you're left feeling very distraught and uneasy at the end of the episode, and gives you something psychologically important than philosophically important or meaningful to think about. And that's the strength of the show. It's very tough but interesting at the same time. Then now we got a very light series, Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty. It's a nice one. They've just finished their 4th season here
Yeah.
after a long waiting time, but
Yeah.
they're all around good. They're
Yeah, season 4.5 to
Yeah.
be more exact.
yes, yeah, season 4.5. But they're very enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very good show. It's very easy to watch.
Yeah.
You don't have to
But they're also complex.
think much about it.
Well, more complex than your average.
I mean, they
series.
can be.
Yeah, they can.
It's not like it's more complex than, for example, Family Guy or
Yeah,
The Simpsons or something like that. But it's very, very much less complicated than
It's a
pretty
cartoon
much all
series
the
created by
previous
nerds.
series.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good one. It's a
Mm.
very good one.
Yeah.
I like it. And now,
The best one.
the best series I have ever watched in my whole entire life, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Hell
And
yeah.
it's an anime too, or not an anime, maybe a cartoon.
Yeah,
whatever.
I suppose you couldn't call it an anime.
Yeah, something of the sort. It's definitely drawn
Yeah.
and animated, but it is the best show I have ever watched. I mean, the
Yes.
plot is super duper nice, and the best thing about the show is the characters, because they are so believable and lovable, and you can just follow the turmoil and hard times they go through as the show progresses and how they develop as human beings. And I just cannot stress enough how much I love this show. Yeah, and I'm having a hard time really expressing it right now because I'm so tired.
But it's a really good one.
Yeah.
It's a childhood favorite of mine.
Yeah.
I remember in my school in Hong Kong, they used to put it up on the big screen in the assembly hall. So at lunch you can go watch that. It's great. It's just
Yeah. Yeah, and it's
it's everything you wanted in a series. A
Yeah.
great plot. Sort of interesting. Thing to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's one of those shows that, as you mentioned, you can watch it as a kid and be really into it, but then you can watch it as an adult too,
Yeah.
and
That's really
still absolutely adore it because the characters are so amazingly created.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I think as a kid
yeah.
you probably mainly focus on like, oh, what cool abilities. And
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
yeah, but a cartoon series that you can love as an adult is great, and sort of goes for Star Wars, Clone Wars.
Yeah,
I mean, you can enjoy it as a kid, but you kind of enjoy it even more as an adult.
Precisely. And I mean, they have the greatest mentor ever. I mean, Obi-Wan was kind of the original mentor, but this series has the greatest mentor ever, Iroh. Oh man, that guy is just the best. He's such a good, carefree, fun, but sort of still serious and happy character.
Yeah.
And he has such a tragic backstory that led to this point that you just
that shaped the character.
Exactly, you cannot help but feel with him.
Yeah?
Oh,
Okay.
we're being disrupted.
Ja. Det kan godt være.
Sorry for that. We just got disrupted by my father, who offered to take Matthias home when he had to go home. Yeah, but that's actually all the series. So we're ready to depart and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all for this
Yeah, I
sign-off
think
segment.
I think it's the best to go to sleep now because I am getting super tired.
Yeah.
But I think we had a really good episode. Yeah, oh yeah. And when I was funny story, when I was editing the last episode, in the middle of editing it, I realized that we had been recording off my PC's microphone instead of our studio microphone for the last
instead
two
of this
episodes.
amazing, quite expensive microphone. We just recording off the PC microphone.
Yeah, and it wasn't even
Stuff happens.
It wasn't even placed near us. So we had been speaking half across the room to my PC microphone because I hadn't realized that the input to our audio recording program had switched back to the PC instead of our studio microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is quite unfortunate. But despite that, we still got a comment on our last video. Man,
First comment.
yeah, exactly. When I saw that, oh man, that just made my day. thank you and shout out to Liam who commented on our video. Yeah, that is honestly amazing. We're so happy about that. Yeah, I mean that is I did not expect to have a comment before video 20.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that they've actually found the channel, because I know I never somehow imagined that they would find.
Because how do you find this?
Yeah, I really don't know.
Yeah. How do you find this? How do you just stumble upon this? I just don't know.
I don't know. I never stumbled upon a YouTube channel that has basically zero subscribers.
Zero subscribers, yes. We have 5 at the recording of this video, if I'm not correct.
Oh,
and I mean, that's a lot. Imagine that. We have my own YouTube channel, your own YouTube channel, our friends, my good friend, Mr. R. Mr. R.
Yes.
And then we have 2 unknowns, and one of being this Liam guy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is 40%. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's 40% we don't know. Oh, I'm so happy about it. It's amazing. Okay, but that's it for today. I am super tired now.
Should we do a sort of cringy sign-off segment? Please remember to like and subscribe.
No, please do remember not to like and subscribe if you do not like the video. But if you do like the video, you are definitely free to do that.
Yeah, we're always happy to make videos.
Yeah,
even though we may not like them.
Yes, exactly.
No,
it's great.
But we're happy that we've
exercise.
got some attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. I loved it.
It's really cool.
It made my day. Like sitting and editing videos and editing my own YouTube channel videos too, and just seeing that little comment peep out
notification
from the depths. Yes. Oh, that was good.
Well,
but yeah,
that's
that
today's
aside,
episode.
Yeah, if you have any comments, do post them. I will respond.
Yeah.
And if you have anything you want to text us,
any questions, ideas, we would always be ready.
Anything, we will be listening. So just comment, and I've made sure to make my phone give me notifications when anybody comments, so I don't wait 6 days till I see the comment. And yeah, if you have any questions you want to ask us personally, you can send them to go follow us on Instagram and send us a DM. We'll be happy, more than happy, to respond. Yes. But that's it for now.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in to
the Ponder Podcast.
Ponder Podcast with episode 4 on forming habits. And the next episode will be on managing your bad habits. Your poor habits. Yes. Right. So thank you for watching the
Ponder Podcast.
And bye-bye with Sebastian and Matthias. Yo.
Dankeschön.
Dankeschön.
Mange tak.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Vi ses.